Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, please hit the big red rectangle down below. That would be greatly appreciated. And I know that this is a shorter video, but that's because of the special video I'm working on. It's coming along pretty well so far, but there's still a ways to go. But anyways, today I wanted to talk about, in my opinion, the worst operator change in all of Rainbow. Now, there have been many horrible changes to operators in the past. The glass thermal scope nerf, the recent Ying buff, the ACS-12 change, the list just goes on and on. However, I feel that none of these are the worst changes in Rainbow to date. In my opinion, the worst operator change ever to hit Rainbow was Buck losing his frag grenades. At first glance, this really doesn't seem like that big of a deal. I mean, Buck has a great attacker weapon in the C8 SFW, and his gadget is still as versatile as ever, and while frag grenades are the strongest attacker secondary gadget, stuns and claymore are still really good. So then why is this such a big problem? Well, it's because of the synergy of Buck's gadget, the skeleton key, and frag grenades. As most of you know, the skeleton key is used for soft destruction to open up walls, floors, and ceilings. Buck can open up new sight lines for attackers from many angles, making him a powerful operator. But another part of that kit is frag grenades. I'm sure everyone knows how good frag grenades are. The only thing that really stops people from capitalizing on them is because of enemy positioning. Sometimes an enemy is in a certain spot where you just can't get your frag grenade in. However, with Buck, that changes. Since Buck can create new sight lines for attackers, this means that Buck can limit where defenders can be. You can effectively reposition an enemy to your liking without them even knowing that they've fallen right into your plan. Buck is able to greatly capitalize on this because not only does he know where the defender is, but also there's basically no weakness to frag grenades because of what Buck has done with his skeleton key. That is the synergy of Buck's kit. And when you take away frag grenades from Buck, it completely removes that synergy. Now, Buck has to rely on a teammate to capitalize on that enemy for Buck, which brings a host of new problems. What if your teammate doesn't have frag grenades? What if there's someone else protecting the enemy you're trying to kill? These questions weren't questions Buck had to deal with frag grenades, but now they exist and make Buck a much harder operator to play, especially without a team with comms. Okay, so now Buck needs to be played more as a support operator rather than one who can do all these things by himself. Okay, what's the problem in that? You might be asking yourself. Well, the problem is that Sledge exists. Sledge and Buck have constantly been a power struggle to who's the better operator. Consistently, Buck has been the better operator because he has a better gun and his gadget is more versatile than Sledge's because Buck can open ceilings above him, while Sledge can't. However, now that Buck can't get kills off of what he's done with his skeleton key, it's going to decentivize players from using Buck. I'm not saying this for casuals because all people care about in casuals is guns for the most part, so Buck should remain unaffected there. But my biggest question to this is why? Why did they remove frag grenades from Buck? Was it to try balance out the difference between Buck and Sledge? If so, that really wasn't needed. Even though Buck is better on a lot of sites compared to Sledge, Sledge is better in basement sites, which are most often the strongest sites on any given map. The balance was already there. Buck did better on most objectives, but the sites Sledge does good on are important sites to maps. There really wasn't a reason to change Buck. I personally don't see why they did it. Buck wasn't overpowered before he got his frags taken away. He was strong, but he wasn't OP. Now he feels like an underpowered operator, like he's just missing something. And what that something is frag grenades. And that's all for today's video. If you enjoyed it, please hit the big red rectangle down below. That'd be greatly appreciated. And like I said at the beginning, I know this is a shorter video, but that's because of the special video I'm working on. And with all that being said, thanks for watching, and I'm probably gonna go eat some food.